Today, we're diving into the life of Sarojini Naidu, a woman who truly wielded words like a weapon and helped shape the destiny of an entire nation. It was Mahatma Gandhi himself who gave her that beautiful nickname, the Nightingale of India. It perfectly captures the musical, lyrical soul of her poetry. And yeah, it's the name most of us remember her by. But you know what? That's really just scratching the surface of her story. And that's the big question we're tackling today, isn't it? How does a poet, someone who deals in beauty and rhythm, develop a voice so powerful it can take on the British Empire? I mean, it's one thing to write a beautiful line of verse. It's something else entirely to turn that art into a tool for freedom. We're calling this the Nightingale's paradox. We're going to explore how one woman could so brilliantly juggle these three huge roles: a celebrated poet, a fierce patriot, and a trailblazing politician. All right, so to really understand the woman she became, we have to go right back to the beginning, to her roots in Hyderabad. This is where it all started. She was born into this absolutely incredible family. On one hand, you have her father, a scientist and an educator, all about logic and reason. And on the other, her mother, a poet herself, a woman of art and song. And all of this is happening in Hyderabad, this amazing cultural melting pot. So she grew up absorbing both Hindu and Islamic traditions. This unique blend of science, art, and culture, it became the very bedrock of who she was. And her talent was just undeniable right from the get-go. Get this, at just 13 years old, she cranked out a 1,300-line poem, and she did it in only 6 days. This was way more than just a childhood hobby. It was a sign of a truly prodigious mind at work. And here she is. This is the young prodigy behind that incredible achievement. Just a glimpse of the powerful woman who would go on to captivate an entire nation. Of course, a talent like that doesn't stay hidden for long. The ruler of Hyderabad, the Nizam, was so impressed he personally gave her a scholarship to go study in England. And this journey, right into the heart of the British Empire, is where she mastered the English language, a tool she would later turn back on the colonizers with devastating effect. So while she's in England, she's honing her craft. But what made her work so special, so different, was this incredible fusion. She took the classic structure of English poetry and just filled it with the sights, the sounds, and the very soul of India. You can see it right here in her first major collection, The Golden Threshold. I mean, just look at the table of contents. You've got titles like Palanquin Bearers, Indian Weavers, The Snake Charmer. She wasn't writing about English gardens. She was writing about the vibrant, everyday life of her own country. You can almost hear the rhythm in her verse, can't you? This line from Palanquin Bearers is just a perfect example. It's this beautiful, lyrical quality, this song, that earned her the name Nightingale. But don't think for a second her poetry was all just gentle and pretty. In a poem like Coromandel Fisher's, you can feel a totally different energy. It's a call to action, a sense of urgency, of community. This is where the poet really starts to sound like the political firebrand she was about to become. So whether she was celebrating Indian craftsmanship or exploring these deep metaphors about life and death, her poetry was a mirror held up to the soul of her nation. Her words gave a voice to ordinary people, really making them the heroes of their own stories. And this is the critical turning point. This is where everything shifts. The same voice that crafted such beautiful poetry was now going to be aimed right at the heart of the British Raj. Her words became her weapon. Think about it. Her perfect, eloquent English, sharpened by studying the likes of Shakespeare and Shelley, became her single greatest political asset. And this is really the core of that paradox we talked about. Her poetic nature gave her this incredible ability to read a room, to choose words that could either soothe or ignite, and to connect with people on a deeply emotional level. She was, without a doubt, a world-class orator. And her political achievements? They were absolutely historic. In 1925, she becomes the first Indian woman to ever lead the Indian National Congress. Then, in 1930, during the famous Salt March, she steps up to lead the protesters after Gandhi is arrested. And after independence, she makes history again as India's first female governor, poet, leader, and a total trailblazer. But behind this towering public figure, there was a woman with incredible wit and warmth. And to really understand her, you have to look at her amazing friendship with Mahatma Gandhi. So picture the scene. It's London, 1914. She goes to meet Mahatma Gandhi for the first time, and he's not some saintly figure on a pedestal. No, he's sitting on the floor, eating this messy meal of tomatoes and olive oil, and her reaction wasn't awe, it was laughter. She just burst out laughing. And that one moment of shared humor kicked off a deep and lifelong friendship. I mean, how witty do you have to be to call the father of the nation Mickey Mouse? And he, in turn, called her the guardian of my soul. This wasn't just some political alliance. This was a real, profound bond built on respect, affection, and a fantastic sense of humor. And this quote, it just perfectly captures her vision for India. For her, patriotism was never about being narrow-minded or exclusive. It was about having a broad, inclusive, and generous spirit. Her entire life was proof that a poet's heart and a revolutionary's fire could absolutely exist in the same person, creating a voice that could sing beautiful songs and help birth a nation. She reminds us that sometimes the most powerful weapon of all is a well-chosen word.